promoter Eddie Hearn and promoter Frank Warren. How are we?
Very well. How are you?
I'm good.
You keep every time you speak now, I'm thinking about Jamie Ward's impressions. Very good, wasn't it?
I know you are. I know you are.
You know you've cracked it, Dev, when you got people doing impersonations of you.
Have you heard about this, Frank? People have been doing impressions of me on Matchroom TV.
That's how big he is now.
What is going on? They're Jamie Ward,
I thought you'd missed a chance to say we've been impersonating Queensberry for years.
Doing your best. Listen, great to see you both. What are your thoughts? Let's firstly on Beterbiev Bivol. Frank, I think you had Bivol winning the first fight. What are you thinking heading into this one?
I was just done an interview over there. I thought the first time he won it by a few rounds. I watched it back. It was close, but I still thought he won it. This time round, I think it'll be the 13th round of the last fight. That's my opinion, but I got it wrong. I picked Beterbiev to win it last time, but changed my mind on the result. I thought it was the other way around. But I think it's a tough fight. But I've got to go with Beterbiev. I think he knows what he's got to do. Obviously, Bivol does as well. He's a great fighter, but he's strong, Beterbiev, and you've got to hurt him. You've got to really slow him down. You've got to hurt him, and I don't know whether he can do that.
Well, Eddie, you were enraged by the decision. I remember you doing all of these at the camera and all sorts, but you weren't happy. You felt like your man won.
I did felt he won. I mean, like Frank, I watched it back a couple of times actually. I had him winning every time. You know, on the night, I thought it was wider. When I watched it back, he did lose 10, 11, 12, which was, not the best thing to do in a close fight. But I still have him winning by 2 rounds, one in a worst case scenario. So yes, it was close. But what annoyed me last time, Dev, was he didn't get a shake on any 3 of the scorecards, and one of the scorecards was 116, 112 Beterbiev. I could not see that myself. No. But I think what Frank says is right. It's going to be interesting. I said in the first fight, when you fight Beterbiev, it's like a ticking time bomb. It's how long you can keep him off before he gets to you. And Dimitri did that for 9 rounds. To do that for 12 rounds, it's very difficult. And I think this time, Beterbiev will try and speed that clock up. He'll try and get to Bivol quicker. And if he does, it'll be a very tough night's work for Dimitri, because his feet are fantastic. You've got to keep punching. And Beterbiev wants to throw with you. And what Bivol did as they closed the rounds, he stopped punching. His movement was still great, but every time he came out, he wouldn't throw those 3 or 4 shots, and he'd just keep getting walked down. So, very tough fight. It was interesting to hear Bivol say he wasn't 100% last time. So, if he is 100% this time, I fancy our chances.
Yeah, and what's interesting too is that the way he's been talking in the build-up, he's been talking about how he feels he can lift it again. And if he can keep that pace himself a little bit higher, then on the older man, that could tell on Beterbiev, because me and Johnny were talking about gears earlier on, and as fighters get older, they can tend to lose them. Yeah. So he can take Beterbiev, I think.
We keep saying that though, Andy, don't we? We never really see Beterbiev getting any older. I mean, what do you think about the fast turnaround? Some people say, it's a quick turnaround. That might suit the older fighter. Sitting out for 6 or 7 months might not. Listen, I'm hoping that one day Beterbiev will get old overnight. I doubt it'll happen on Saturday, but I do agree with you. He is getting on, but he just doesn't seem to show.
I don't think it's really a case of him getting old overnight. I just feel like he'll know Beterbiev that in Bivol he's run into a different calibre of animal, because he stuck with him for the 12 rounds and it was very, very close. There is a possibility that Bivol's got it in him just to raise it to that slightly higher temperature, and Beterbiev might find himself struggling to stay with it. It could happen.
He's got to do that.
Yeah, he
has to do it. Unless he stops him, that's the only way he's got to do it. Can he do it? That's the thing, can he do it? And, they know each other, they shared 12 rounds together. These two know each other inside out. They're quality fighters. And it'd be interesting to see what... Bivol's the one who's got to change what he was doing, because Beterbiev, as the fight went on, grew in the fight in those latter rounds. He's the one who's got to change what he's doing. Can he do it? Because he tailed off a bit at the end. That's what happened. And I think that is, I mean, as you say, on some of that judges scoring, forget about it. But that's why I feel, has he got the ability to do that with this guy? Because this guy is, no doubt about it, he's a special fighter. They both are, but I just think he's something you don't want on you. He's a real
absolutely
handful.
not. And he's been sort of sizing me up this week. I don't know if you've seen anything. He's putting out his hand and all sorts.
And it's as you're saying, it's a short turnaround, and it's not like they're out of camp and they've gone on, gone out been enjoying themselves. They're straight into a camp of a tough 12 rounds. Who's it taking the most out of?
Yeah, it's the first time in 10 years Beterbiev has had a fight so close to his last fight. Let's talk about Parker Dubois. I want to bring you in here, Eddie. I mean, listen, you've been around Joe Parker a fair bit, promoted a few of his fights. Frank, you promote him now as well. But Parker seems like this new guy at the moment. He's got this spring in his step.
Yeah, I just think he's got everything right in his life. I just think he's happy. He's training better. He's living the life inside out. He's, happy with Andy. I just think this is the perfect time for Joseph Parker. It doesn't mean he's going to win, but this will be the very best chance he's got at this particular time. I just think timing in life, his physical, mental, soul, everything, they really believe they're going to do this. But as I said in the interview, Daniel's like, you're either going to go, when you're Daniel Dubois now, you're either going to go to another level because he's a confidence fighter and his confidence must be through the roof, or sometimes you make your money, you go to Brazil for a couple of months, and I don't think so. And I think you've got two guys who will be at the top of their game. First half of the fight, I favour Daniel Dubois. If Joe can stay with him, if he can just chip away, I'll give him a great chance in the back half of the fight. But you have to favour Daniel because he's in unbelievable form.
What are you thinking, Frank?
I'm thinking the same. I mean, I look at the two fights. The fight he had against Babe Miller, he won it in the last round, and he showed he had a good engine in that fight, and showed he's dangerous going into the latter rounds, in my opinion. And the fight against Hrgovic, the first 3 rounds he was behind. He was getting caught with the right hands, and he grew into the fight. And obviously, the fight with AJ, we all see what happened there. He's in the formula, and I agree with what Eddie's saying. For Joe, he looks tremendous shape mentally. He's physically there. He's very confident, and he's a good Joe Parker, former world champion. So he's got the experience. He's sparred with all the best. He's worked with the best most of the time with Tyson. So he's got all that going for him. What he hasn't got going for him, he's going with somebody who's on a real roll at the moment and is brimming with confidence. The only way I believe you're going to have a chance with this Daniel Dubois is at the moment, you've got to hurt him. You've got to take the fight to him, and you've got to outfight him. And he's got a great jab, Daniel. He's starting to get good head movement now. If he does that, and Daniel really fights one way, you are going to get the biggest tear up. You are going to get a fight and I think that's what will happen. That's what will happen. Daniel, he's 27 now. I think Joe's about 33.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
So that's not old for a heavyweight, by the way. But he's 33. So you've got the younger guy in there. The guy who's got the bit between his teeth. He's the young buck. He's flying at the moment. And you've got somebody this is his last chance. Usyk is the number 1 heavyweight in the world, 3 belts. Tyson's retired. So number 1 and number 2 are fighting each other. That's what people, I think, forget about this fight. This is the next 2 best heavyweights in the world, in the ring together, fighting for the chance to go and unify the belts against Usyk. And the money that they'll get as professional boxers. So for the winner, he's got everything. The loser's going to be very, very disappointed, obviously. So this is going to be a fight, an amazing fight.